Phone causes an injury or death.
When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KCRG, I'm Steve Smith on KIX 102.5.
It's going to be cloudy, a little drizzly today. High's going to be up to around 62. Then tonight we'll see increasing clouds and lows around 40. Tuesday's going to see decreasing clouds. Highs near 45 and lows near 25. It'll be sunny on New Year's Day with highs near 41 and lows near 29 and decreasing temperatures as we head towards the weekend. Believe it or not, it's supposed to be down around 0 by Saturday night of this next weekend. KIX 102.5 Storm Tracker radar. It's not really showing anything over the 4 states. It's 39 in Carthage, 39 in Pittsburgh, and 43 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the December Storm Center app. Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge, brought to you by Josh Meeker at Country Financial. Today we're featuring Nevaeh from Joplin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Nevaeh. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to the website and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio. Got your chance to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound just 17 minutes from now. $527.50 in cash could be yours. Here's Tucker Wetmore on KIX 102.5. Morning, everybody. Oh, TikTok is being stupid. How is everybody? How was your weekend? I don't think we'll have TikTok today, probably. It's forcing an update. We'll see. They, I swear, are just, it's like they became Facebook overnight. Morning, Captain. Not yet, Megan. I'm not a barbarian. I'm going to wake her up. Actually, I hadn't thought about it. I know. She's just a tremendous slacker. I'm reading these comments backward. Oh, no, it's not done yet. Didn't tell me there was an update until I clicked the go live button, and then they do. And I'm like, well, isn't that fortuitous? So I don't know what y'all did over the weekend, but I did very little of anything. Got my wife's car fixed. Stupidest thing. Remember, she was having car troubles. I had to go jump her battery for her, and that didn't work. Anyway, turns out when the battery on her car has been dead for a little while, then it just loses its programming, and you have to take it into the dealership. And they hook a computer up to it, and they wait about 15, 20 minutes, and that's $210. $210 plus the new battery. Yellow. Okay, so it just lost its programming, and I mean programming that tells it how to process the fuel, at what speed to run. It has a whole programming suite within it. Isn't software and computer programming wonderful? Installing Live Studio. 0%. I have still at 0%. So, yeah. I know. So, this is what you got to look forward to. Hers is a relatively new car. Stupid. So, anyway, we got that taken care of, though, thankfully, on Friday. Thankfully, it was nothing huge. Well, it's just, I told the guys like $210 for what? And he said that's what it costs for programming, for auto programming. I was like, you mean you hook in 2 leads and hit the download key and that's it? And he said, afraid so. He said this would be the same for any dealership you went to. Well, that's crap. That's crap. It's what that is. Jimmy put her new TV on the wall, moved her new furniture in, out with the old, in with the new. That's right. It's ready for the new year. Right, Jimmy? Why are we on 2? Why are we on 2 cameras? Hold on. You got to be able to see my leather shirt. It's not real leather. This is the one I was kind of nervous about wearing. I wore it yesterday when I played. It's all right. Right. The car's issue, it's so stupid, and said, well, this is the only model that does that on. Well, then that sounds like it's your fault. You ought to be paying me for having to endure that. Well, whatever. Anyway, we got that fixed. And then pretty much the rest of the weekend, with any free time I had, me and my wife were doing one of 2 things. She's watching Hallmark Christmas movies, trying to get them all out of the way before they disappear. We have Philo, so she can watch them on her DVR for like 30 days. So she's trying to get them all watched. She said there's like 20 more to go. She watched the Chiefs one and said it was actually really, really good. I watched about 20 minutes of it and disagreed. But she watched that. I played the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Guys, I'm hooked on this. I woke up last night thinking about it. I've had dreams about it. It's insane. It's better than any Indiana Jones movie I've ever seen. And it's better than a lot of movies I've seen. And you're playing it. It's so freaking amazing. I cannot tell you how awesome it is and how addictive it is. Oh my gosh, next thing I know, I've sat there for 4 hours. So I said on Friday, I think this is one I may end up going ahead and play. Yeah, I've got 2 more chapters left. That's it. We have gone in the storyline, okay, in the game. We've gone, oops, hold on, 10 seconds. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 710. It's going to be a little cloudy and drizzly later today, although it's clear right now and 43 in Joplin. We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes. And we've got your chance to win $527.50. Who wouldn't like to go into the new year with that in their hands, right? All you have to do is be caller number 5 at 623-1025 at 720 in 10 minutes and tell us what is the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound. If you can do that, we'll even let you hear it. We're that generous. Then you're going to win all of that cash. Here's Bradley Gilbert on the 4 states, #1 for cash, KIX 102.5. Got to find the temple, right? So you start off in South America, then you're in Indiana or wherever he's from. Then you go to the Vatican. You wander all over Rome trying to find, there's this race of giants called the Nephilim, which are historically, the Bible talks about the Nephilim, okay? It's a early Genesis thing. Anyway, there you go from South America, the Vatican. From the Vatican, you go to Giza in Egypt. And you wander all over that place in the pyramids. You go into the Sphinx, everything, looking for the Temple of Ra, which you eventually find, and you have this fight with one of these blind giants. And then you get on a boat, and you go to the Himalayas. And you go up onto this mountain near Everest, where there is a giant German battleship for some reason up on the side of a mountain. You find out why. And then from there, you get time warped to Shanghai, China, where it's in the middle of World War II, and Japanese bombers are attacking and blowing the place up, and you have to jump from, you get on this biplane to escape the city, and it begins to tear up, and so you jump from that plane onto a Japanese Zero plane, you throw the pilots out. then you end up in Siam. Siam, which is now known as Thailand, but at that time it was known as Siam. And you go up the Mekong River. And anyway, that's where we are, chapter 7. I've looked it up. There's, I think, one more place that we're going to end up at, but I just started in Siam. It's insane. And the movie scenes and the acting's good, and just cannot tell you how awesome it is. Oh, there's so much of that going around. I called my daughter on Saturday to see how my old computer was working for her, and she could barely talk. She was so sick. Got a lot of new, also a new washer, dryer, and refrigerator, but got them a few months ago, and a different car this year. Next year, getting a new carpet. Jimmy's spending that money, Woody. It's probably your money she's spending, you know. So normally we watch movies over the weekend. Does my family watch me play? Woody's asking. Not really. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier about Jimmy. They pretty much ignore me. I mean, Gina watches Hallmark movies. I'm in the studio playing Indiana Jones. That's at least this weekend. And she's like, "You're not upset that I'm watching Hallmark, are you?" And I was like, "No, you're not upset that I'm playing Indiana Jones, are you?" So, yeah, she's hacked into your financial account. Yeah, Jimmy Carter passed away at the age of 100. He's been in hospice for the past year or so. And his wife died last year. So you're going to be hearing a lot of these recap look backs onto his life and his legacy. Four times more than last year, Kathy. You're going to have to itemize. Yeah, me and my wife. And I say we, I'm referring to me and myself and I as we sit there. You know, I don't know that I would do that, Kathy, until you absolutely had to. You might ought to talk to an accountant. Registering your business, even a limited license corporation, is not necessarily a good idea all the time. Yeah, we are, and we're getting that out of the way. We did spend a lot of time together over the weekend. I mean, doing other things, but that was the main entertainment things this weekend. And of course, I'd have to run in every few seconds and say, "You wouldn't believe what just happened on the game." And she would patiently pause her movie and listen to me as I told her. She did come in and watch it a little bit on Friday night. I think she did even on Saturday night. Hmm. So another thing I did this weekend, I have this guy, so random. I was playing, one week at church, and this guy came up to me and introduced himself. His name's Mark Peterson. He lives here in Joplin. And he said, "Hey, he goes, I'm a woodworker and master craftsman. He does cabinetry. He's done carving. You name it, he does it when it comes to wood." He said, "I would like to build you a guitar." And I'm like, "No." Well, yeah, of course. What? He said, "It's something I've always wanted to learn how to do." He said, "I would like to begin making custom guitars for guitar players, and I would like you to be my first one." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah, and it's on me." He said, "I will pay for everything. I will do everything. I just want to build one and know that you're playing it. Someone can play." He goes, "I can't play, uh, but I would like to do that for you." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So hold on. Probably. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for cash. Got your chance to win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound right after John Party on KIX 102.5. Are you drinking? So, what you need to do is learn to itemize, Kathy, and deduct. everything. So I ran into the same problem when I started my little side hustle, and I learned I can either pay taxes to the IRS, to Uncle Sam, or I can make purchases to benefit my business and write those off. And you probably already are. I mean, your gas, your expenses, the cost of your booth, all that stuff, you can write off as expenses. Morning, Lisa. Yeah, I saw that. We were talking about it earlier. Great weekend, Lisa. So anyway, I was telling about this guy building me this guitar. So he said, what kind of guitar would you want? We began to talk about all this, and I was like, I have a Strat. I have a Charvel. I have 2 Tellys. I've got that weird shaped Barocho. What do I don't have a Les Paul, but I've really never liked a Les Paul. They're too big. We just don't connect well. And then my buddy, he said, what about a Les Paul Jr., which is the smaller, less carved, decorated version of the Les Paul? And I was like, you know what? Keith Urban plays one of those. I've always really admired that, really liked that style. So for those of you who don't know, let me see. I've got pictures of what a Les Paul. Of what a Les Paul classic looks like. I've got all of his pictures here. So this is a Les Paul Jr., I mean. Very plain. Has one pickup, one volume knob, one tone. It's just, there's no bells and whistles. It's a very, very plain guitar, right? But I really like the bare lack of aestheticism, whatever. So anyway, Mark, this guy, he starts getting plans and stuff. He has this laser thing that he feeds the plans into, and it literally cuts it out to the specs on it are like down to the micro measurement. Very plain Jane. I like that. So he found this piece of walnut. Beautiful piece of wood. Walnut's not traditionally what guitars are made out of. Usually it's mahogany, but the two woods are very, very similar. So he starts doing this study into tone woods and the difference in resonance that they make and all this stuff that I don't understand. Well, let's do secrets now. I'll tell you the rest of it in a minute. KIX 102.5, the 4 states. #1 for country. It's Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, who is a slacker once again by not being here today, but she will be here tomorrow to help us wrap up the year 2024 and get ready for the new year. So I guess, yeah, be sure and join us tomorrow. She'll be here. And, we've got Jen's movie Rehab. We gave her an assignment. We snuck into her house and gave her an assignment over the weekend. So I didn't sneak in to get a review this morning, but I think we will call and try to wake her up and see if we can get a review for that in the next 30 minutes. But right now, it is time for you to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound. $527.50 is in the jackpot, and all you have to do to win it is be caller number 5 at 623-1025 and tell me, what is this sound? If you can do that, you're going to win $527.50 from the 4 states, #1 for cash. Hi there, Morning KIX. You're calling number 1. Hi, Morning KIX. You're calling number 2. Hi, Morning KIX. Calling number 3. Hi there, Morning KIX. You're calling number 4. Come on. Hi there, Morning KIX. Who is this? Jimmy from Joplin? Frontenac. That's right. Jimmy from Frontenac, you are calling number 5. Woo-hoo! All right, Jimmy, you ready to win some cash? Well, we've got $527.50 if you can tell me, what is this sound? She says dropping a 6-pack of pop on the ground for $527.50, Jimmy. That is not it. But we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $552.50, and you'll have another chance to guess and win tomorrow morning at 7:20. Thanks, Jimmy. Bye. Jimmy. Boy, she is hacking all the systems today, isn't she, Captain? I didn't think she was going to answer me there for a second. Okay, let's compress her a little. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for cash, looking for caller number 5 to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union secret sound. Jimmy from Frontenac, you are caller number 5. Woo-hoo! All right, Jimmy, you ready to win some cash?
I'm going to try. I don't really have a good guess.
Well, we've got $527.50 if you can tell me, what is this sound?
Is it dropping a 6-pack of pop on the ground?
She says dropping a 6-pack of pop on the ground for $527.50, Jimmy. That is not it.
Okay.
But we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $552.50, and you'll have another chance to guess and win tomorrow morning at 7:20.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, back to the wood. Look at this grain. So that was the big old slab of wood, and it cost a little bit, so I was like, hey, let me pay for some of this. And so he did. I contributed some money. I felt like I ought to do something. So anyway, he gets it cut down. He gets the plans. This is the piece we decide to use for the top. Isn't that pretty? So it's just going to be the top. The back part will actually be maple. And then the neck will be reversed. It'll be a walnut on the back and a maple top. And there's a reason for that. So once he got it cut out, here's the blank. And we're getting really close. So he cut that out and oiled it. And just look at this. It's like gorgeous. So we're going to paint it black. It's going to be a see-through black finish. It's another thing. He's a master wood finisher. So he does like black lacquers that you look like you can put your finger in. Yeah, look at the front of this. And that's where the body is. And we've decided it's going to be a carved top. So it's not going to have that pick guard that you see right there. Because if it did, it would cover up all that pretty wood grain. And we were like, so we decided not to do the pick guard. I mean, it's so pretty. Really tell on that camera. And this is the neck he's got. So this is part of the clamping process. Look at this. That's where they clamp all that together while it's gluing. The the breakaway angle of the headstock has to be glued onto the neck and then reinforced. So anyway, that's where he is with that. I think it's going to be amazing based on how it's looking so far. It's going to be a clear, transparent, black, see-through finish with a maple neck, which is a lighter colored wood. And I can't wait. I can't believe he's doing this for me. Would you just look at it already? Yeah, it's pretty. It is going to. We decided we're going to do a carved top instead of the pick guard so that the wood grain can show through. And there is an example, not of what it will look like, but of what the carved tops look like. So this is kind of what it will be like, the body. That curve there, middle of the body. So it'll be more like that guitar, only with a see-through black finish. It is going to be. And I thought, well, I'll never be able to use that for my, the stuff that I do. I have to switch sounds, and I've got to be pretty versatile with my sounds. And my buddy, who's played one of these before, he said, you don't need another guitar. It's all in the tone and the way you use the volumes. Those guitars can produce any sound possible off that one pickup. So, and I've listened to some demos of guys playing them, and I think they do a pretty good job. No, I don't really name mine. I just call them what they are: the Telly, the Cabernita, the Brocha, the Strat, the Charvel. This will be the Junior. He is. I talked to him. I said, we're going to have to figure out what you're going to put on the headstock. He said, I've already got decals that will go in the finish, and we're going to do an inlay. It's going to be called Black. Was it Black Hornet? Because that's where he lives, up on Black Hornet Road. So it's going to be Black Hornet guitars, and it'll just say Black Hornet, and there is even a little hornet that will go under that, inlaid into the wood. So we might call it the Hornet. To me, it feels like that ought to be green. And, I mean, he's an older guy. Probably 60s, but he's looking to do this in his retirement full time. And then on top of that, TikTok's complete. Opening says over here, wrong screen. Hey, we're live on TikTok, even though they have changed the size of their, at least TikTok's on. Okay. Then there was another company that is already a major guitar manufacturer in California, who our music director is a part of, and he said, would you like another guitar? And I'm like, what do I need another guitar for? Right? And he said, there's this builder in California that I'm friends with, that I know, and he is making available 40 of his guitars to select players across the United States that he would like, to be able to utilize for social media. You don't have to do anything, and he will give you this $3,500 guitar for cost, which would be about $900 for the cost of materials and everything. And he said, would you be interested in it? I said, I can't justify $900, but it's well worth it. It's a beautiful custom built, one of a kind. There would be no others like it. Guitar. Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. We're going to call and wake up Jen, find out what her review of Trading Places was right after Walker Hayes on KIX. So, offered me this, and it's a Telecaster. It's a modified Telecaster, of which I've already got 2. So I'm like, I can't justify it. So he talked him into it. I think he's going to get it. Why don't you get excited and drink, Kathy? Okay, we're finally getting. Says no sounds detected. You're messed up. How do I set up sound? Why is no sound detected? And of course, they have no sound setting. Nowhere. Have an audio bit rate, but nowhere to set the audio for. I don't know. I don't know why it's not picking up. Oh, it is. It's too quiet. There we go. No, we don't. It always sounds like the end of it. Okay, let me tell you about the monitor. I got it all hooked up, and for some reason, the Indiana Jones game wants to open up on that. I fought all weekend trying to get the colors to match between a Vizio and 2 Samsung monitors. For some reason, they will not be the same. And you know what that does to an OCD person when your colors don't match? You mean cocaine, though, right, Kathy? Oh, TikTok shop. All right, here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. It's going to be a little drizzly and rainy, believe it or not, later today. And that right now, I mean, it's just sunshine and nothing showing up. But we'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast to tell you all about that in just 25 minutes. So over the weekend, we had another movie assignment for. And in case you don't know, this is where we assigned Jen a movie to go home and watch over the weekend, because before she came to KIX, she had seen very, very few movies. I think she had an idea that they existed, but she just hadn't seen a lot of proof of it because, you know, she lived way out in the middle of Kansas where they don't have electricity or something like that. Anyway, to rehabilitate her, we're assigning her a movie that pretty much for the rest of us have already seen. And she goes home and watches it over the weekend, and then comes back and tells us what she thought about it and gives us her review on Monday. Although she's been gone on vacation. So Friday, I snuck into her house and gave her a movie assignment while her and her husband were still in bed. Snuck in there and did all that. But today, I thought we would just call her because I was running late. So let's see what she thought about Trading Places, the movie we assigned her. She better answer. Not like you don't have your phone with you. Come on.
Hello.
You're awake this early on your day off? How sad is that?
You've conditioned me to just know that I've got to be awake this early on Mondays when I'm off because you're going to call anyway.
She's almost rehabilitated. Almost, but not quite. What did you think of Trading Places? That's what we wanted to know.
Well, I loved this movie. I thought it was so much fun. Like, at one point, it was a little bit hard to watch, though, because, like, with Winthorpe, he was going through so many awful things. and his life was just falling apart. It was really sad. It was really neat to see how the Eddie Murphy character and Winthorpe, they came back together and they were able to kind of stick it to the Dukes in the end, which is pretty cool.
So what was your favorite part? I mean, besides Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think my favorite part, probably when they were on the train.
Yes!
That was hysterical.
Bello.
Yes. And I finally know where you got that from and why you're always doing that. It was great. With the, was that a tail that he was waving back and forth? What was that?
I think so. Something to keep the flies away, maybe. I don't know.
That part was so funny. And then the poor man in the gorilla suit.
Yes.
And
It's just such a good story. So what do you rate it?
I'm going to rate it an 8.5. I really like it.
So we will have another movie assignment in the first one of the new year coming this Friday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, right?
Yep, I'll be there.
And we'll have another assignment this Friday for Jen's Movie Rehab with the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. There we go. Okay. That was hard to get switched. She's awake. That's right. She's already awake. Let us hear it. Let us hear what? What did you mean? Oh, the phone call? I did. I could not sleep last night for some reason. I was up like 4 times last night. Oops. Oh my goodness, Kathy, why not? Frangelico and Coors Light taste like Three Musketeers. What? Woody, what? What is Frangelico? Yes, guys, it's getting ready to get really cold. It was supposed to be 0 Saturday night. 0. Which I'm amazed at how consistent the weather has been this fall, this winter. It's exactly like it was last year. Exactly. With the major fog. Did anybody see the fog Sunday morning? Chocolate beer. Ugh, Coors Light. Ugh. Oh, Frangelico is a chocolate beer. Huh. I like Three Musketeers. So yesterday morning, you could not see, feet. It was just limited by 6, 7 feet. That was it. I was a little nervous actually driving yesterday morning, but that is typical of every new year in the 4 states, seems like. It's either flooding, raining, or foggy. And then immediately after, we have our cold weather and our snow. So by this weekend, it is supposed to be down to very, very, very 0. Very, very, very 0. Is 0 an adjective? I had to check. No, it is not. Yeah, it was very dense fog. So, but this is typical 4 states weather. I mean, we have Usually very warm or above normal, what seems like above normal temperatures around Christmas, same as this year. Last year, it was really warm. And then for New Year's, it begins to get foggy or rainy. And then right after that, right when January moves in, boom, temperatures drop. We begin to get snow and ice, and it lasts all the way through the end of February. And then we begin to see things warm up again. We're like in a deep freeze for January and February. Miserable. I am not, Kathy. I've hated what we've had so far. Every now and then, like yesterday, I walked outside and it was 50-something. I'm like, I'd be all right with this, for the entire winter. I'd be fine with this, but no colder. Hate it. Okay, I got to make sure this is all right. So hold on. Yep, it's all right. Okay. Just double check. We're going to put that right here. And let's need all that, but we're going to be playing Heavy Metal Band Name, the game, in the next hour. This is a lot of fun where you take the color of your underwear that you're wearing right now and the last thing that you ate. Black Slim Jim. That's not a good name. Anyway, that's your band name. Doesn't have to be heavy metal. It's your band name. And then we'll examine it and see what format it is. Hate the snow. I don't mind snow as bad as I do ice. The problem with snow is it's so cold, it's so nasty. I will have to try that sometime. Frangelico. Yeah, low of 0 Saturday is what they're predicting right now. Of course, it's a week out, so they really have no idea. We can see that a low pressure system is moving in with no moisture. It's going to be a dry front. So those are really weird. It's kind of like grandma. The no snow or rain or anything is expected to move in with it. That's a good idea, Megan. Morning, Efrain. I hate it. Rather be hot any day, Jimmy. That is one thing you and I can agree on. The heat does not hurt you. I mean, it's not painful. Cold is painful. Hard to work in the cold. I'd rather sweat any day. Sweating's good for you. Freezing is not. I always say it's the overweight people that like the cold. Very racist of me, but oh well. Yeah, be careful of your electric heaters. Those are, what's the plug-ins? We have, here in the building, though, we've got engineers that are hyper cautious about these little bitty desk heaters that we have. We're not supposed to have those. Like, chill out. Been using them for 19 years. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. This This is officially the lamest work week of the entire year, which is why in the next hour, we're going to be playing a game. We're going to figure out your band name. And I'll tell you how that will all work right after Chris Stapleton on KIX 102.5. A lot of them are like, I didn't even know I had a band. You do. They've been practicing in the garage waiting on you to show up. You just reminded me, Kathy. Okay. Get the fireplace ready, she said. My fireplace has been out of commission for the past year and a half. The pilot, there is a regulator on the pilot, and it burned out or failed a year and a half ago. And I've been aiming to get it fixed, and we've just not been using our fireplace all this time. So my wife finally gave me permission to call and make an appointment to get it fixed this week. Carbon monoxide detectors, test and change your batteries. I've got like 5 of them in my house. It would be a good idea because while we're not likely to have any power outages, and when I first moved to Joplin, power outages during ice storms was a very, very real thing. It happened all the time, affected most of the city. They did make a concerted effort. Empire, back when it was Empire, they went through the year after we moved here, because we went a week without power in the middle of January and had to sleep huddled around the fireplace. But that year after that, they went through and did a huge campaign where they cleared all the brush from around all the power lines. And we don't have that as often or as widespread as we used to. Okay, I need to make me a reminder or I will forget. Today at, let's do it at 12:30. I got ready a little too early. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 750. It is going to be cloudy and drizzly, believe it or not, later today. That's what the forecast is calling for, even though nothing is showing up over the 4 states right now. It is 43 in Joplin, and we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 11 minutes. Plus, since this is officially the lamest work week of the entire year, you didn't know that? Yes, it is the official lamest work week of all. I mean, nobody's going to get anything done, mainly because New Year's is falling on a Wednesday, and nobody's going to feel like doing anything serious tomorrow because it's New Year's Eve. And then you're going to come back on Thursday all messed up because your week is destroyed, and then it'll be Friday, and the whole thing's out the window. We officially won't get things underway until week number 2 of 2025. Can we just agree on that? January 6th, that's when we're going to get everything officially started. So, in light of that, in the next hour, we're going to just play a game. We're going to be finding out what your band name is. You didn't know you had a band? Yes, you do. They're in the basement or the garage, and they're waiting for you to show up. So, here's how you find out what your band name is. You take the color of your underwear that you're wearing right now, and the last thing that you ate, and you put those two things together, and that is your band name, and then you call and tell me about it at 623-1025, because, come on, Nobody feels like doing anything serious anyway. It's the lamest week of all. It's the most lamest work week of the year. With coworkers not showing, production is slowing, there's nobody here. It's the most lamest work week of the year. It's the least productive work week of all. There'll be no report reading, we won't go to meetings, just hold all my calls. I'll get nothing done this week at all. There'll be Facebook updating and solitaire playing. Is it 5 p.m. yet? Can we go? The boss took the whole week off your work. You'll just blow up, sneak out early. No one will know. It's the most lamest work week of the year. There'll be much break room chatting and even some napping. At lunch we'll drink beer. It's the most lamest work week. It's the most lamest work week. It's the most lamest work week of the year. Why am I the only one here today?
Kids Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, powered by Buffalo Run Casino and Resort on the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
There we go. All right, your band name. I fixed the sound on TikTok. I realized what's been wrong with it. I finally figured out how to turn up the audio input. So to make TikTok work somebody commented on my song. Hi there, Morning Kicks. Your band name. Yes. I want to know what yours. Hold on just a second, and I want to get yours, okay? Give me just a second. When this endorsement's over, we'll get you. Okay. Take your color of your underwear and the last thing you ate. What's your band name? Mint Green. Da 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 da. Thanks for calling. You too. Oh, what the heck? Somebody wanted a copy of my song, which, by the way, they're always available. We are always happy to share. Just we can't believe people would actually want to hear them again. Green enchilada. I'm just glad nobody said like thong taco or something like that. That would be a copy of that song. Where is that? Okay. Meanwhile, back at the motel. Morning, Nikki. Jimmy's his commando. Oh my gosh. Jimmy. Purple Chili is Christy's band name. Nikki is Black Little Debbie Christmas Tree Cake. Yellow Meat Lovers Pizza. That's gross, Megan. Hi there, Morning Kicks. Well, hello there, Dustin. What's going on? Carol wants to hear a song? His girlfriend wants to hear Standing Outside the Fire. Okay, I will do it if you'll do me a favor, okay? We're going to figure out what your band name is. This is a game we're playing where you take the color of your underwear. Do you know what color underwear you're wearing? White. And the last thing you ate. What's the last thing you ate? White cereal. That's your band name. All right, Dustin. I'll get the song on for you. Have a great day, buddy. White cereal. Like commando omelet. Pink tomato soup. No, I'm pretty sure it's omelet. Yellow Meat Lovers Pizza. That's nasty. Yellow Meat Lovers. That sounds more like a commentary than a band name. All right. So this is really fun. It's an awkward game because once they tell you the name of their band name, what do you say? Very hard to come up with a comment other than, ha, 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 ha. Moving on. So, but we do have a lot of them, so we can just kill you with quantity. Speaking of killing you with quantity, Mission Impossible says they are on the lookout now for a young Ethan Hunt to be able to continue with the franchise as Tom Cruise is getting too old to do all this. They are going to do the whole backstory thing. Producers are reportedly searching for an actor to play a younger version of Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt. Rumors are that the 8th and 9th movies will take a look back at his early life. Young Ethan will appear a bit in the next film and then more in the 9th. I think the plot hinges on young Ethan recovering the cheat codes for Grand Theft Auto, and then there's a righteous skateboard chase. They're going to call it Mission Impossible. Y'all know how Timothy Chalamet, he plays young everybody. I mean, the young Bob Dylan, young Willy Wonka, young Henry V, young James Franco, and the Adderall Diaries. All he plays young everything. Speaking of the whole Impossible, my daughter had the coolest T-shirt. It just says, let me see, mommy, mom, mother, and then bruh. So it was like all the stages of her name. Bruh. It's easy to do, Major. They've not got the clearest storyline like, say, James Bond or any of the other franchises, I feel like. Maroon charcuterie. Well, you spelled that wrong, Megan, but that's interesting. Charcuterie board sounds like something you'd scoot over. It's a coochie board. Charcuterie. Charcuterie board. Cooch, cooch. Sounds like what the dog does on the carpet, doesn't it? And you're like, stop that. Get some toilet paper. Don't use my carpeting. Opie is the best. We're having friends over too, Jimmy, on New Year's Eve. We got some friends coming over. We always play games. That's my exciting life, which I'm very grateful for. For years and years and years, probably 10, 15 years, every New Year's Eve was performing because that was the money maker night for a band. Speaking of bands, that was your big night of the year. So we actually started taking bids in July for the New Year's, the upcoming New Year's, between all of the bars that we played on the club circuit. And whoever bid the highest, we'd close bidding down at the end of August so that they could plan, they could know they had their band booked. It's very hard to get a band booking late if you wait on this. So we would do sunshine this morning, but a slight chance of drizzle later today with clouds moving in and highs near 62. Then tonight, we're going to see increasing clouds and lows around 40. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs near 45 and lows near 25. And then New Year's Day will be sunny with highs near 41 and lows near 29. Temperatures will be dropping throughout the rest of the week. Supposed to be down around 0 for the overnight low on Saturday night. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is not showing anything over the 4 states. 41 in Seneca, 41 in Carthage, and 44 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Summer Storm Center app. Okay, because this is the lamest week of the year, we're playing a game this morning because nobody feels like doing anything serious anyway. We're going to find out what your official band name is. And the way we do this is we take the color of your underwear right now, whatever color that is, and the last thing you ate, you put those two together, and that is your band name. And then you call and tell me about it at 623-1025. We'll try to figure out what kind of music you would play. Or you can tell us on Facebook. Here's Luke Combs on KIX 102.5. So, yeah, the bands, we would take those bids, and then by August, we had a guaranteed gig for that night. The band, the bar or the club had a guaranteed act that was going to play there. They could market it well in advance. You know, they'd start advertising in December. It was always a big success, but we could make as much as $5,000 or $6,000 for that night, plus hotels, accommodation, food, all that good stuff. So it was a pretty big deal for us to get that done, and it was a big moneymaker. Helped pay for Christmas many, many years. When you only have 4 guys in the band splitting $6,000, $7,000, you know, that's a pretty good paycheck. So I remember when I quit playing club circuit, the first New Year's Eve at home, not doing anything, about drove me crazy. I about went stir crazy. I was like, this is just does not feel right. Yeah, Harry, I need you to come, like, entertain. Can you do magic tricks? But there was many a night, you know, I was talking about how it's always foggy, seems like foggy or rainy on New Year's. Many a night that I would have to drive 2 or 3 hours to get home in the middle of the night on New Year's morning in the middle of fog, you know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 o'clock to get home, and was always very, very, very dangerous. The very fact that I did not get killed in a car wreck or hit by a drunk driver is amazing. So I'm grateful to not have to be out on the roads. But we do have some friends coming over that usually we sit around, play games, watch movies until midnight, if we can stay awake. Terry, that's a great trick. Always a crowd pleaser, I bet. Oh, we got to get some music bids in here. So I will let you guys know, not that it was probably a question, but we will not have a live on New Year's Day. We will be here doing our annual New Year's show, bringing in the new year. But there will be no live video that day. And we'll be back together like normal on Thursday. And Friday will be our very first Morning Kicks challenge with our new sponsor, Gambino's Pizza. You could get a $20 gift card. This is a pretty big prize to Gambino's just for winning the Morning Kicks challenge. That's going to be happening for at least 3 or 4 months. I don't know what our first challenge will be. Figured I'd talk with Jen about it and we'd figure out. I think Twisted Tunes would be a good one for this week, but Black Popcorn. Sounds like a death metal band there, Harry. I could just see you leading that, microphone in your hand, screaming in the mic. Yeah. Well, if you want to sleep in, like I said, there will be some good stuff. So we're going to look back over the year and some of our best bits. Well, I don't know if best is the right word there, but some stuff to help you remember the year, the leap year, the eclipse. We've got a lot of stuff that we'll be highlighting from the year, helping you remember and look back and looking ahead. Oh, come on, Megan. I thought the gargle is what we would do every time for this. She loves the gargle. What song was that? Quick. So there is a. Did you hear about Keanu Reeves' watch being stolen? There's been this big investigation going on that this a collectible Rolex Submariner, very, very expensive watch that was stolen back in 2014 when these intruders broke into his home twice in 3 days. And one of the things that they stole was a wristwatch. It was engraved with his name on it, and it said the words, JW4, thank you, the John Wick 5. Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen. Jen will be back with us tomorrow as we get ready to ring in the new year with you. But since this is the lamest work week of all, I mean, everybody's on vacation or taking off or not doing any real work or calling in, we thought we'd just play a game this morning. Wanting to know, we're going to find out what your official band name would be. You had to come up with a band name. This is how it works. You take the color of your underwear that you have on right now, and the last thing that you ate, and put those two things together, and that is your official band name, and then you call and tell us what it is at 623-1025, or tell us on Facebook. Here's Old Dominion on KIX 102.5. So anyway, I got to get this on Facebook. They recovered it all these years later. He had gifted, I guess, the Rolex Submariners to the stuntman he worked with while filming John Wick Chapter 4. And they found the watch during an operation linked to several robberies in eastern Santiago, Chile. They found it down in Chile. Put it on TikTok too. Morning, Thomas. I don't know, Megan. They don't know. Still investigating as to how it got down there. I guess they busted some crooks down in Santiago, and part of the loot that they found at their hideout or whatever was this watch. It'll take time. I get it, Harry. Blue cupcake for Dorinda. Sorry. Harry said, if I came over to your house for New Year's Eve, our warp sense of humor, could you imagine both of us together? Yeah, and it's pretty bad. One of the things we usually do on New Year's Eve is we watch Mystery Science Theater 3000. We go back and watch one of the old episodes, one of the original ones when Joel was with the robots. Those are the good ones. And because he used to do that when I was a teenager. We used to do that a lot. We'd have guys, friends over, and we'd watch MST3K. What are you getting, Thomas? Jimmy, Dorinda said, Joe. So this is kind of interesting, too. This says, I found this in the news. These two men have been arrested for allegedly plotting to harm Zambia in Africa. Zambia's president, Hakainde Hichilema, using witchcraft, using voodoo. The two were allegedly hired by the younger brother of a fugitive Zambian lawmaker named Jay Banda. Banda is wanted for aggravated robbery. But back to the voodoo. The two suspects were found in possession of assorted charms, including a live chameleon, and are alleged to be practicing witch doctors. And their mission, according to police, was to use the charms to harm President Hichilema. And the men are now facing charges of practicing voodoo, possession of charms, and cruelty to animals. In a statement about the failed witchcraft, President Hachilama said, after everything going on in America, it's nice to see a country with normal politics, isn't it? Nice, Thomas. I'm not, Woody. Yeah. I don't know what kind of charms they were using on that voodoo thing. I mean, pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, maybe. They say the two men are now going to jail for a spell. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Here's Nate Smith, World on Fire, on the 4 states, #1 for country, KIX 102.5. Reminds me, bad puns like that in the middle of the Indiana Jones film. So they're up on that mountain in the Himalayas, and that boat's there, and you find this wheel that you need to use to open this door, and it's stuck in the snow, and when you break it loose, it breaks off a guy's hand frozen to it. And they dig it away, and there's a guy frozen there. Everybody on the boat is dead. They all froze to death. They were in South America, and then all of a sudden they were up on this mountain in the Himalayas. Part of the backstory. Anyway, they start doing all these dumb jokes. Indiana Jones and the girl that he's traveling with, they start doing all these dumb jokes. And she goes, well, you have to hand it to you. You want me to hand you the handle? It might come in handy. And it's just ridiculous. And they will not quit. It just goes on and on and on with all these hand jokes. That's right. Can't be doing any of that witchy voodoo stuff. It's all evil. It's so funny because sitting there holding it and the hand's on there. And finally, she bashes it on something to get the hand broken off of it. She goes, would you like me to hand it to you? He goes, it might come in handy. She goes, everybody needs a handle. Or I can't remember all of them, but it's just ridiculous. Yeah, Jimmy knows all about the voodoo, doesn't she, Woody? It's about all gone. Thomas, why? I wiped out the very last of Dorinda's Christmas treat she brought over the weekend. That peanut brittle was amazing too, Dorinda. There wasn't much in there, but I got it before anybody else could. Kind of like mine in my finger. What, Harry? Morning, Tiffany. An extra emotional break? As long as it wasn't an emotional breakdown that you did. You get the point. Okay, Harry. 96 K-Cups yesterday. What? What, Thomas? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 821. Jen's off today. I mean, she's off every day, let's be honest, but she's not here today. She will be in tomorrow. And since this is the week that pretty much everybody, either calls in or takes off or doesn't get any work done, it's like everybody takes this week off. Why don't we just declare it a national holiday and everybody take the week off? Between Christmas and New Year's, everybody ought to be able to take that week off, I think. And you wouldn't have to be here. I wouldn't have to be here. But since we thought we'd play a game today. Nobody's going to be doing anything serious anyway. Let's find out what your official band name would be. And the way you do this is you take the color of the underwear that you're wearing, and then you pair that with the last thing that you ate, and that is your official band name. So what would yours be?
It is mint green enchilada.
Mint green. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? What's your official band name? The color of your underwear and the last thing you ate.
Black spaghetti.
Black Spaghetti. It's got to be one of those heavy metal, thrash, dark metal bands, right?
Definitely.
Black Spaghetti! What's your official band name?
Multicolored cupcake.
Yeah, that's one of those bands from San Francisco.
Good morning.
You too. What would your official band name be?
Rainbow Cheez-It.
Definitely a 70s hippie band if I ever heard one. Rainbow Cheez-Its, man. What would your official band name be? This is what you do. You take the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate, you put those together, and you tell us what it is, either on Facebook or you can text or tell us at 623-1025. It's the 4 states #1 for country. Black Whataburger. Black Whataburger. Jimmy's not the one who has walked in that studio with a stick, feathers, buckeyes, and walnuts. That is true. While Circle of Life played. That is a weird thing to be able to lay claim to, isn't it? Oh, he bought a box of K-Cups yesterday. Thomas did. Commando Eminem. It's a rap. Definitely a rap act. What kind of K-Cups did you get, Thomas? I have a subscription to Keurig that they send me a big box that has 4 separate boxes in them. I don't know how many that is, but I know in my coffee tray thing that goes under my Keurig, I can't get a full box into there. So every 2 or 3 months, they send me a big box full of my Sumatran coffee. Tiffany's a Black Whataburger. I don't know what style of music that would be. Black Whataburger. You will find out next year. I will find out what. Oh, this is pretty crazy. I saw this story over the weekend about this British grandmother, and you guys may have heard of this before. Seems like we've talked about this before. This British grandmother and her family were left bewildered when she started speaking with an Italian accent after she woke up from a stroke. So she had a stroke, was unconscious for a number of days, 2 or 3 days. Her name's Althea Bryden. She's 58 years old. And she adopted the stereotypical Italian accent. I mean, saying things like, Mamma mia, not so spicy meatball. And seriously, saying bambino and si during conversations. Oh, that's the bella. Her doctors suspect that this is she may be suffering from a rare neurological condition called foreign accent syndrome. It's a real thing, which can happen after traumatic brain injuries. Her husband, Winston, said he was speechless, that she suddenly sounded, "You're such a good boy," all that. The son even had to excuse himself to laugh at how bizarre it was. Althea said she still wakes up every day wishing her old voice would return. And she keeps trying to pay for stuff with euros. It sounds like such a made-up story, but it's not. I bet her cooking's improved, though. And another nice change, she has wine with lunch. Hi there, Morning Kicks. What is your official band name? Commando Eminem. Sounds like a rap act, doesn't it, Thomas?
Oh, it does, like that one with Eminem.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm hearing there that's making me think. And then Commando, which is weird anyway. But thanks, man. Catch you later. Fluent in everything. Well, they say she knows Italian words and slips them into conversation. She's never, ever been to Italy, never had an inclination towards Italian as a speech or a language or a dialect. It's so weird. And this is an actual thing. Other people have been known to have German accents, Spanish accents, Chinese accents, just out of the blue. Yeah, I bet you got your voodoo dolls. Every time I have my back go out or something, I think that's Jimmy or Megan with their stupid voodoo dolls. So there's a video I saw over the weekend, too, out of Australia that shows that nothing's changed in the land down under. There was a shark jumping out of the water, grabbing a crocodile and pulling it back in with it. This woman named Alice Bedwell took the video at Town Beach in Nullarbor, North Australia. There's a medium-sized crocodile still alive, but in distress, laying belly up on the beach in the surf, and the shark jumps 3/4 of the way out of the water, wiggles over to the crocodile, chomps down on it a few times, and then drags it back into the water, and they both disappear beneath the surface. Another reason why you don't vacation in Australia. It's not like I'm rooting for either one of them. So I guess in Australia now, the sharks are coming out onto the beach to hunt. And while that woman was filming the shark and the crocodile, a dingo ate her baby. Plug those guitars in. Oh, okay. All right, Thomas. It's always a good idea to plug the guitars in. Otherwise, they just make little tinkly noises. I did work a little bit on my guitar system this weekend. Had to update it, and I got some new speaker emulations that I utilized this week. I really, really liked. Thought they sounded really good. I'm pretty happy, though, with where my whole sound and system and setup is. Can't think of much I would want to do to it. It's all right. It's not bad, Thomas. I've eaten alligator, too. This was crocodile, so probably not much difference. Oh, have you guys ever used Google? I'm sure you have. Google Street View, where you can go actually down and see everything happening on the street. And in fact, there's websites too, freakiest things ever seen on Google Street View, where you can see some pretty insane things. But somebody noticed an unusual picture taken last week on Google Street View. It was an updated photo in the Spanish town Tahueco, however you say that. Anyway, as the Google camera moves up the street, you can see a man appearing to load a body into the trunk of a car. So police were alerted. They investigated and noticed that a Cuban man had been reported missing a year ago in that town. And the Street View images, which had gone viral online, they helped the officers locate the body of the missing guy. They discovered the victim's dismembered remains buried outside of a cemetery a short drive from where the image was taken. 2 people have been arrested, the wife of the dead man and a bar worker in Tahueco. It's all part of a new feature called Google Snitch. As I Google Street Viewed the streets of Tahueco, as I Google Street Viewed Tahueco one day, I saw a young hombre disposing a body right there on my screen in the cyber cafe. Crimes on Street View. This could have been a gimmicky CSI cyber. Help solve this murder. It did. They solved this murder. Dingo ate the baby. The Bayou in Monette. Monette had a Bayou. They had a Cajun restaurant in Monette. They have a place. Oh, what's it called? In Destin. And it's got live alligators there. And what is it called? They have the cups that you get to keep that have the name on the side. We used to have a whole bunch of them. And they serve fried alligator meat and all sorts of other stuff. And you always have to wait forever to be able to get in there. And half of the restaurant is outdoors, half's indoors. You can hold a live alligator. Why you'd want to, I don't know. It's a big lizard. And get your picture taken with them. And they have tons, hundreds of them in pools and ponds, all fenced off, of course. You can walk over them on these wooden bridges and take pictures of them. Yes, he did. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. We're figuring out your official band name. You take the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate. That's your official band name. And then you tell us about it at 623-1025. Here's Dustin Lynch on KIX. And it's not bad. It tastes a lot like frog meat to me. It tastes like frog legs. It's like little fishy chicken. A little rubberier than chicken. I never got to eat there. Never had heard of it until now. I would have liked that. There's only one place, Turtleheads has gumbo. Has really good gumbo. The only place I know of where you can go to get anything like that. So does anybody have big plans for New Year's Eve? We were kind of talking about it a little bit, but anybody going to do anything interesting? I know that Downstream has their Great Gatsby party that they do. So it's like a Flappers 20s thing. I figure, although I've not heard a word yet, that we'll get a last minute notification. Oh, we're going to be there live tonight. Probably tomorrow or sometime today. And we've kind of got our alert on for that. Tiffany said, I got my nails done 5 weeks ago, and now I'm having to soak off 9 of my nails off because my pinky nail got caught in my daughter's shoe and ripped off the fake nail while taking the real nail with it. Ah! My wife used to do the fake nail thing all the time, Tiffany, and it began to weaken her fingernails. She had to quit doing that. She does gel polish. Can't do the fake nails, though. Megan saying, I hope the sickness kicks the curb by then so we don't carry it into the new year. Home and secluded. Well, that's sorry to hear that, Megan, but yeah, I hope so too. I have an earache that's been bugging me all weekend long. My right ear, I know it's sinus drainage, but it itches. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Got the Morning KIX takeover starting in about 15 minutes. So there is still time to officially kick off your weekend with your favorite song by going on the KIX app or the KIX website. Make your song picks, and we're going to start playing them back at 8:50. But since this is the lamest work week officially of the entire year, with nobody feeling like doing anything serious anyways, we're getting ready for the new year. We're finding out your official band name. which the way you do that is you take the color of the underwear you're wearing right now and the last thing that you ate and you put them together, and that is your official band name. What is yours?
Pink broccoli.
Pink Broccoli. Definitely a punk band, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What is your official band name?
Brown and white speckled chicken salad.
Brown and white speckled chicken salad. That's too much of a mouthful to be a band name.
Yeah, it is.
Really? What's your official band name?
Skid mark, chocolate covered granola bar.
Oh, no.
I thought you'd like that one.
That's just gross. I need to wash my ears now. What is your official band name?
How about Commando Cheese Danish?
Commando Cheese Danish.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Swedish military group. Not a band name. What's your official band name?
It was Camouflage Cheetos.
Camouflage Cheetos. That must be the band that Chester Cheetos in. 623-1025 to text or tell us your official band name, or you can tell us on Facebook. Remember, it's color of your underwear and the last thing you ate. It's the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. Hi there, Morning Kicks. What's your official band name? Nude Nachos. That's almost as bad as Commando Taco. Thanks for calling. Nude Nachos. Woo woo. That's cheesy. Ugh. That might not be so good. So, some jokesters, I guess, in Russia have put up these wooden sticks for sale online and are advertising them as snowman arms. They're asking for up to 5,300 rubles, which is about $50, for a pair of them. Snowman arms. Marketed as long-lasting, strong, reliable, and unique, like snowflakes in winter. The wooden snowman arms are said to be the perfect purchase this holiday season, and they're biodegradable. Ivan the snowman was a jolly happy bloke, but his arms, this sucks, cost $100. Are you kidding? What a joke. I would advertise the snowman kit and send a bottle of water with a note that says some assembly required. Bare Naked Meat Lovers Pizza. That's better than yellow. Yeah, yellow meat sounds like yellow meat. Oh, mouse. Sorry. You able to verify. Thank you. Hi there, Morning Kicks. What is your official band name? Purple Sausage. That sounds obscene. That sounds like an innuendo, doesn't it? I don't think we can say that on air. We can't talk about your purple sausage. What will the children think? Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
You too. Purple sausage. Nasty. Yeah, the glue, I think, is what's so rough. Either that or it doesn't get oxygen or something. So I know your nails absorb oxygen through their surface. And I think when you keep them covered up like that, that affects them too. Oh. Let's see what else is in the news. This man spiked the church's holy water with some whiskey, made the news. So I guess he went on a rampage at these two churches on Christmas Eve in Maryland. In the middle of the services, Thomas Von Getz disrupted two Catholic masses within a few hours. First, he went to the Holy Angels Catholic Church in the town of Avenue, Maryland, during Mass, right in the middle, and he dropped an onion in the aisle as he walked up to the altar. And a parishioner followed him outside where he started pelting the person with tangerines. I feel like I'm making this up, but it's not. It's true. It's real. Then hours later at the midnight mass at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Leonardtown, he dumped whiskey into the holy water. And churchgoers had to force him outside and detain him until the deputies arrived and arrested him. Whiskey and tangerines. He turned the holy water into a whiskey sour. It's a Christmas miracle. Like the Christmas story, a wise guy bringing the baby Jesus gifts of gold, frankincense, and fresh produce. Shut up, Megan. You just don't get my jokes. So, also, tonight is Elena's last night on KIX, which finally there is a plan in place. We know what we're going to be doing starting tomorrow night. Bev Rainey is going to be taken over at least temporarily. This is maybe very temporary. We're going to see. So I've got to get all that ready today. Today and tomorrow I'm going to be working on that. You shut up! You shut up your face hole! Your mom's face hole. So tomorrow night, she'll be starting that. This weekend, the new guy takes over for Kix Brooks. And depending on how she sounds, how she does, we'll decide on what we're going to do with B-Dub later this month. We are going to be adding B-Dub to the Kix lineup. We're just not sure where yet. Whether he'll go overnights or whether he'll go to the night shift and she'll move to overnights or what will happen. We're still looking at all that. Jim has been gone forever, Jimmy. Yeah, it might be. Hello, Mama Carla. Hello. How you doing? Tell your mama I say how she doing. Morning. Should be interesting. I don't know if she'll go out with a big bang or if it'll be just a quiet thing. And then tomorrow, we're talking about the bad habit you would like to quit. So as we're heading into the new year and everybody's talking resolutions, the first part of that, of any big change, is acknowledging, hey, I have a habit of doing this and I wish I could stop. Acknowledging it and that it's a bad habit, that's the first thing. I used to have a really bad habit of cracking my knuckles just constantly. And this is like back when I was in my 20s. And everybody's like, oh, you'll get arthritis, and that's bad for your joints. And then later I talked to an orthopedic surgeon who said, no, it's not. All you're doing is you're releasing air that is built up in the knuckles. I can't do it. I quit doing it at some point because I realized how obnoxious it was to everyone else. I mean, I would pop this knuckle and this knuckle. I even pop these and just crack all the time. And finally, I quit doing it, and now I can't. They won't pop. Oh, one just did. There's another one. That's the first time I popped my knuckles in years. But we want to know, it may be something small like that. It might be something more challenging, like smoking or whatever it is. You can tell us the bad habit that you would like to be able to break. And then we'll talk resolutions, actual resolutions on New Year's Day. Oh, some of us have tons. Me, I have tons and tons of them. Especially people who are compulsives. the habit thing is a constant struggle. Biting my lip or my cheeks. That is a bad habit I wish I could quit. Now I go to doing it as I talk about it. What else are we doing? We're going to salute that person who you always buy a gift for every year around the Christmas season, and they always return it. You know they do. They always say, do you have the receipt? Or they always take it back. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country, talking about your official band name, which you can figure out by taking the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate and then telling us about it at 623-1025. It's KIX. So that person, you always buy for it and they always take it back. Either you can't get it right for them or they're never pleased or never satisfied or happy with. We're going to salute them. We'll do secret sound. Oh. Also, does anybody remember what's this Saturday? You better. I mean, if I remember what's this Saturday. Bye, Christy. Does anybody remember what is this Saturday? All right, fine, Megan. Nope, I'm not going to say. If that's the way it's going to be. Blue quesadilla. That was one. Okay, I was like, if they don't remember, then we just won't do it, and we will never ever do it again. It'll be like Goodwill Hunting. KIX Fam Lunch this Saturday, 3 p.m. at Brickstone Brewery. We're going to try to get thrown out of there. Or Brickyard Brewery. So make sure and mark it on your calendars, guys. It's really weird when it's just me and Megan sitting there at the table. And yep, we need to start reminding everybody about the KIX Fam Lunch this Saturday. All right, last break. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Cody Johnson, Carrie Underwood. It's 8:50 and it's Morning KIX. So we've got the Morning KIX takeover starting in 5 minutes. You still have time to make your song picks on the KIX app or the KIX website. Help kick off your week the right way before we start playing them back for you. But right now, we've been playing your official band name, which is the way we figure this out is we take the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate and you put those together, and that's your official band name, since nobody feels like doing anything serious anyway. So what's your official band name?
Pink Egg Sandwich.
Pink Egg Sandwich. I can just hear it. Now back together, just for Easter, it's Pink Egg Sandwich.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. What is your official band name?
Striped chicken.
Striped Chicken. It's got to be a Latin band. I don't know why I think that. Like Stripey Chicon. Wait a minute. No, that's French. I don't know what nationality they are. They just have a lot of accordions in the band. What is your official band name?
I come up with Commando Goulash.
Commando Goulash.
Yep.
It's one of those mosh pit bands. What is your official band name? Take the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate and put them together.
Pink spaghetti.
Pink spaghetti. Sounds like one of those girl bands that the record labels put together.
Yeah.
And what's your official band name?
The White Smoked Sausage Band.
I don't think we can touch that white smoked sausage. What's your official band name? Tell us on Facebook, or you can text us yours at 623-1025, and we're getting the Morning Kicks Takeover ready to start in just 4 minutes on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. All right, guys. Tomorrow, talking about your bad habits. You know what they are. You can tell us what they are tomorrow, and we'll also pay tribute to that person who always returns every gift you ever buy for them. And we'll have a special message from your local bottler, of course, in anticipation of New Year's Eve and all that. Jen will be back tomorrow, so brace yourselves. And have a great Monday. Yes, today is Monday. Bye.